So single again. It's not what you had anticipated, but here we are. What's next? In order to have a great relationship with someone, you have to have a great relationship with yourself before anyone else comes along. Have everything that you need in yourself so that you won't look for the wrong person that doesn't fit into the equation that you have for a beautiful relationship. But is the relationship really over? Emotional healing coaches can tell you that taking care of the anxiety, the depression, the fear, the frustration, and all that is going to fix the problem. But there's one more step. You're not just an emotional being, you are a spirit. And your soul has more parts than emotions. Let me give an example. When you marry someone, you have lots of connections with them. And those connections aren't just physical. Those connections are also in the quantum realm, a dimension that you can't touch or feel or see or taste, but there's still a connection all the way down to the roots. And that's where connections are made when you're with someone, whether you're married to them, whether you're dating them, sex with them, emotional connections. Those also have to be dealt with. So taking care of the emotional component is great. It's wonderful, but it's only the beginning. You also have to address the deeper connections. And that's where a book like this can come in handy, Destroying the Spirit of Rejection. Just to give you a little bit of my story and my history, I'm Dorothy. I am the owner of D. Davis Coaching, and I help women to overcome situations like this from my own experience. When I found this book, I was driving along in my car, listening to it, and something that he said struck my heart, something like when your parents rejected you when you were a child. And it struck a chord like, yeah, that's true, they did. And I sneezed. And the sneeze was so forceful, it damaged my vocal cords for months. I didn't understand what had happened, but I knew that that was a very unusual sneeze, and I've not had a sneeze like that since, and nor had I had a sneeze like that before. So I knew there was something about that sneeze. What I come to realize was through lots of research and study and videos and books and things like that, was that I sneezed out a spirit of rejection. Unbeknownst to me that I had a spirit of rejection or any other spirits living in me, but because I am an energy, I drew to myself the spirit of rejection. That was an open door where I considered myself to not be accepted or acceptable to anyone. So when people came into my life, they rejected me, and I didn't know why, and they probably didn't know why either. But there's something inside of them that saw my spirit of rejection, and they left. People ghosted me all the time. This may not be your situation, but the spirit of rejection is so prevalent all over the world, not just here in the United States. But addressing those things before you move on to your next relationship will dramatically affect how that relationship is going to turn out. If it sustains for, several years, that's great. But if it doesn't, we know that there is something going on at a deeper level than your emotions. And that's what I address when I'm speaking with someone in a coaching session. And that's what I'd like to help you with. Relationships can be beautiful. They can be wonderful. They can be absolutely splendid and spectacular and fun and exciting. But not until you address the root issues, not emotions, but the root issues down in the subquantum level where spirits like rejection and abandonment and fear and unworthiness, they're there. If you've lived on this planet any length of time, those spirits have come into your vicinity, maybe not inside, but somewhere around you, because our parents are not 100% perfect, wonderful, awesome people. To a degree, maybe, but to a much greater degree, no. Children at school, work, co-workers. There are lots of things that can be done to help us on our journey, and that's what I can help with. See my link in the description. Let's talk about how we can make your relationships better than they've ever been. Something satisfying, something to rejoice in, something fulfilling. I'll talk to you soon.